Hello students, in today's module we will start geometric progress. In the last module we have learned what is arithmetic progress. Now what is arithmetic progress? It is like when first term is given to us, second term will be we get by adding some term, and third term again in adding the same term in second term, and so on. It means we are just adding a same term in previous term to get a next term. What is geometric progress? In the geometric progress, we will multiply the previous term to get the next term. It means if I am given first term, I will multiply with some term r, so that will be our second term. It was first term, this is second term, again multiplying with r, this is third term, and so on. This is called geometric progress. For example, let us, I am given that to 1, 4, 16, 64 and so on. What we have done here? My first term is 1. I got second term when I multiplied with 4. That is 4. To getting third term, I have again multiplied with 4. So that's why I got 16. Again multiplied with 4, I got next term, that is 16. And so on. In this way, the next term we are getting when the previous term is multiplied with some common part. This common number is called common ratio, and this is we got from, look at here, by A2 upon A1. That is denoted as R, or I can again say that A3 upon A2. This is denoted as R. R is called common ratio. It is called common ratio because it is the ratio of our first term and previous term. So this is called common ratio. Let us take one more example. Suppose first term is given to us 1 upon 2, next term is 1 upon 6, 1 upon 18 and so on. Now is it a GP? Check here. First term is 1 upon 2. Second term we will get when I have multiplied with 1 upon 3. Again the third term we will get when the second term is multiplied with 1 upon 3. Each time we are multiplying with the same term. So this is GP. When we are adding same term, that is called AP, and when we are multiplying with the same term, that is called GP. It means in GP, suppose the terms are A1, A2, A3, AN and so on. Then first term means A, second term means A multiplied with R. R is common ratio. Third term is AR square and so on. Where R is common ratio, it is given by A2 upon A1 or maybe A3 upon A2, or I can write it is A n plus 1 upon A. Okay? Now what is the nth term of this term? Look at here. A1 means A. A2 means A r raised to power 1. A3 means A r raised to power 2. Now relate it with 1. 1, I can write r raised to power 1 minus 1. That is A. A2, it means r raised to power 2 minus 1. A3 means A r raised to power 3 minus 1. In this process, the AN will be A r raised to power n minus 1. When I am talking about second term, it means r raised to power 2 minus 1. When we are talking about third term, r raised to power 3 minus 1. Fourth term, it means r raised to power 4 minus 1. So an means a r raised to power n minus 1. This is called nth term of GP. Sum of n term of GP. Sum of n term. What is GP? This is A1, A2, A3 and so on. Okay? It means A into R, AR square and so on. If I am talking about sum of one term, it means A1 itself. If I am saying sum of two term, it means A1 plus A2 and so on. A1 plus A2 means AR. So what is n sum of n term? Sn. That will be A1, or I can directly write in the form of A and R. It means A plus AR plus AR square plus AR raised to power n minus 1. This is our nth term. Okay? Look at here. What is the symmetry here? In each term, we have some positive power of R. If I multiply this equation with R, we will get similar kind of terms again. If I multiply A with R, I will get AR. AR into R, it means AR square. This term will become AR cube and so on. Then multiplying this term with R, I will get AR raised to power n. Okay? This is our equation number 2. Now subtract these terms, both the equations. What we will get? Sn minus R Sn. Here we got A. This term is cancelled out. This term is again cancelled out. And similarly all the terms up to power n minus 1 will be cancelled out. The last term we will get minus A r raised to power n. Now simplify these terms. We will get Sn 1 minus R will be equal to A 1 minus R. Or I can write like this: Sn will be equal to A 1 minus R raised to power n upon 1 minus R. This is our required sum of n term of GP. Here we have two cases. Case first, when R is less than 1. When R is less than 1, it means 1 minus R is positive. Okay. Then I can write Sn will be equal to A 1 minus R raised to power n upon 1 minus R. And if R is greater than 1, it means 1 minus R is negative. In this case, I can write Sn will be equal to A, just taking minus common in numerator and denominator, I will got R raised to power n minus 1 upon R minus 1. This is a required result for sum of n term. Although in both the cases it is not affected, either you use this formula or that formula. It will not affected when you are solving any question numerically. Okay? Geometric mean. In the similar way, we have found the arithmetic mean, we can find geometric mean. Geometric mean means if we are given two terms A and B, if I add any term G in between them such that all these three terms will become geometric progress, then this G is called geometric mean. What I am saying that I'm inserting a term between A and B such that all these terms are in geometric progress. Now since all these terms are in geometric progress, it means the common ratio R I can find like this: G upon A, second term upon first term, or I can find like this: third term upon second term. It means G square will be equals to AB, G will be equal to root of A. It means geometric mean will be equal to root of A. If we are given that we need to insert more than one term in between A and B, if I need to add more than one term, suppose I need to add n terms. A is given to us and B is given to us. In between them, I need to insert n terms. Suppose G1, G2 and G. I have inserted n terms such that the resulting will be G. The resulting will be G. A and B is given term and I have inserted n terms between A and B and the resulting is GB. If the resulting is GB, tell me how many number of terms are there? N terms are this, 1 is this and 1 is this. Total n plus 2 terms. Number of terms. Okay. First term is A and this term is A n plus 2x term. This is the last term, or this is A n plus 2x term. That is equals to B. Now using the formula for A n plus 2x term, we can write B as A n plus 2. It means A r is to power n means n plus 2 minus 1. Okay? It means B will be equal to A r is to power n plus 1. So what can I write here? R is to power n plus 1 will be equal to B upon A. It means R will be equal to B upon A whole is to power 1 upon n plus 1. This is our common ratio. Now we have common ratio and first term. So we can easily find G1, G2 and G. What is G1? G1 is second term. That is A2. Second term of G2. A2, it means A multiplied with R. It means A, B upon A whole is to power 1 upon n plus 1. What will be the G2? That is third term. A3, it means A R square. It means A, B upon A whole is to power 2 upon n plus 1. Okay. Similarly, Gn, it means n plus 1th term, that will be A r is to power n, that will be equal to A, B upon A whole is to power n upon n plus 1. Is it clear, students? Now, all these terms G1 to Gn is called geometric mean between A and B. Now, relation between arithmetic mean and geometric mean. If two numbers A and B are given, then we know that arithmetic mean is A plus B by 2 and geometric mean is root of A plus B. We have to find relation between both of this mean. It means I need to find which quantity is larger and which is smaller, for which I am finding arithmetic mean minus geometric mean. That will be A plus B by 2 minus root of, I can write it like this: A plus B minus root of minus 2 times root of AB upon 2. A could be written as root A whole square. B could be written as root B whole square. It means root of A minus root of B whole square upon 2. It means I can write that arithmetic mean minus geometric mean is root of A minus root of B whole square upon. Now look at this, root A minus root B. Maybe this difference is negative or maybe positive. But while I am taking the square of this term, it will be surely positive. So it will be greater than 0. And if the difference of this two terms is 0, then the square is again equal to 0. And the difference will be only be 0 if the given both the numbers A and B are equal, otherwise not. So what we get here, arithmetic mean minus geometric mean is greater than equal to 0. It means arithmetic mean is always greater than equal to geometric mean. Now come to some numerical problems. Question is given to us, which term of the sequence is 128? What sequence is given to us? That is given to us 2 root 2, 4 up to 128. Now look at this. The ratio between two terms, 2 root 2 upon 2 is root 2. Again, the ratio of these two terms is 4 upon 2 root 2 equals to 2. Ratio is same. It means the given sequence is GP. Okay? The given sequence is GP. Now in GP, what is the first term? First term is 2. What is the common ratio R? That is A2 upon A1. That is 2 root 2 upon 2. That is root 2. Okay? Now, the last term is 128. I can write that is nth term. We have to find 128 is which term. It means we need to find what is the value of n. Using the formula, we know that an is a r is to power n minus 1. Put all the values here. An means 128. A means, what is A? That is 2. R means root 2 whole raised to power n minus 1. It means that is 64 equals to root 2 whole raised to power n minus 1. Or I can write it like this, 2 raised to power, we are on the both sides, we will make the base same, so the power will also same. 2 raised to power 6 equals to root 2 raised to power n minus 1. Or I can write 2 raised to power n minus 1 upon 2. Okay? Now comparing both the sides, I will get 6 will be equal to n minus 1 upon 2. It means that is n will be equal to 13. It means 128 is 13th term of the GP. Question is given, find the three numbers in GP whose sum is 7 and the product is 8. As we have taken assumed numbers in AP, in the similar way in GP when we are to let three numbers, we will not simply take A, AR and AR square. No. I will take A upon R and AR. Each term we are getting when I am multiplying with R, and by letting the terms in this way, the simplification will be more easy. I can let three terms in this way also, but the simplification will be small, longer than this way. If I need to take 4 terms, then what will I do? I will take A upon R cube, AR. Common ratio is R square, and this way I can assume 4 terms. If I need to assume 5 terms, it's simply AR square and this side A upon R square. Is it clear? So, in the question, we need to find 3 numbers. Let us assume, let numbers are A upon R, A and AR in sheet. Okay? According to question, whose sum is 7. By adding this A upon R plus A plus AR, we will get 7, and the product is 8. Product means A upon R dot A dot AR will be 8. Okay? This is equation number 1. This is equation number 2. Now simplify equation number 2. We will get that by multiplying all this term, we will get A cube will be 8. It means, I can write it like this, 2 cube. Okay? It means A will be equal to 2. Only from one equation we got the value of A. Now putting this value of A in equation number 7. Sorry, equation number 1. From equation 1 we will get 2 upon R plus 2 plus 2 into R will be equal to 7. It means I can write like this by taking 2 common, by 2 upon R plus 2R will be equal to 5. 1 upon R plus R will be equal to 5 upon 2. Or I can simply cross multiply all these terms. So I will got 2 plus 2R square plus equal to 5R. Simply multiply R, 2R square plus 5R. It means we got that 2R square minus 5R plus 2 will be equal to 0. By doing factorization here, we will get 2R square minus 4R minus R plus 2 will be equal to 0. Now from this term we will got 2R, taking 2R common, 2R minus 1, and here 2R minus 1 and R minus 2 equal to 0. It means R could be 1 upon 2 or maybe R will be equal to 2. Considering both the case first, when A equal to 2 and R equal to 1 upon 2, then the numbers will be that will be A upon R, A, AR. It means, putting the value here, 2 upon 1 upon 2, 2 into 1 upon 2, that will be, this is 1 upon 2, that will be 4, 2 and 1. Obviously the sum is 7 and multiplication is 8. In the second case, when A equal to 2 and R equals to also 2, then the numbers will be A upon R, A, AR. It means we will get 2 upon 2, 2 into 2. That is 1, 2 and 4. Again the numbers are same, but the only sequence is changed. Now in the sequence, the sum is 7 and multiplication 8. Again, the sum is 7 and multiplication is 8. In this GP, we are dividing with 2. And in this GP, we are multiplying with 2. What is given to us? In this question given that sum of n terms of a sequence, it is not mentioned it is GP or AP, or the sequence is 2 raised to power n minus 1 upon 3. It means we are given that sum of n term is 2 raised to power n minus 1 upon 3. Now, show that it is a GP. It means we need to prove that it is a sum of GP and find its common ratio. So we will start with the first term. S1 means, I have already told you, it means sum of one term. S2 means sum of two terms, A1 plus A2. S3 means sum of three terms, A1 plus A2 plus A3, and in this way S4 and so on. Now put n equal to 1. S1 will be 2 raised to power 1 minus 1 upon, it means 1 upon 3. This will be A1, or I can write here. A1 will be equal to 1 upon 3. Okay? Put n equal to 2. S2 will be 2 raised to power 2 minus 1 upon 3. It means that will be 4 minus 1, 3 upon 3, that will be 1. It means A1 plus A2 will be equal to 1. Okay? This is equation number 1, equation number 2. Put the value of A1 here. So, A2 will be 1 minus A1. A1 is 1 upon 3, that is 2 upon 3. Okay? This is the value of A2. Now find A3. Put n equal to 3. Then S3 will be 2 raised to power 3 minus 1 upon 3. That is 8 minus 1, 7 upon. This is S3 means A1 plus A2 plus A3. Okay? This is equation number 3. Okay? Now, putting the value of A1 plus A2, that is 1. This is 1. Subtracting that side, A3 will be 7 upon 3 minus 1, that is 4 upon 3. We got 3 terms of sequence. Now check here. What is sequence we got? In our sequence, A1, A2 and A3, this is our sequence. A1 is, that is 1 upon 3. A2 means 2 upon 3 and A3 means 4 upon 3 and so on. You can easily check here, like each term we got by multiplying with 2. But we need to show mathematically. So check A2 upon A1. Ratio between two terms, that is 2 upon 3 upon 1 upon 3, that is 2. Again A3 upon A2, 4 upon 3 upon 2 upon 3, that is again 2. Okay? It means the common ratio is each time same. So this sequence is GP and the common ratio R is 2. One more question consider here. How many terms of this GP will give the sum of 120? It means what we are given, a GP is given, that is 3, 3 square, 3 cube and so on. First term is 3. Common ratio R is second term upon first term. That will be 3 square upon 3, it means 3. And the sum is given to us 120. We need to find how many terms will give us the sum 120. It means what is n. Okay? Now use the formula for of sum of n term, that is Sn, that is given as A R is for n minus 1 upon R minus I have written this formula because r is greater than 1. You can also write the other one formula too. There is no difference. The minus will be common. We can take minus common and that will be cancelled out. Okay? Now, put all the values here. 120, a means 3, r means 3 raised to power and minus 1 upon 3 minus 1. It means 40 into 2, that is 3 raised to power n minus 1. 80 equals to 3 raised to power n minus 1. It means 3 raised to power n equals to 81. Or I can write 3 raised to power n equals to 3 raised to power 4. Okay? It means n is equals to 4. It means the 4 term will be gives the sum 120. I thought it is sufficient for today.